Imperium forces have taken a serious blow in their attempts to defend their territory in the Tribute region. Invading fleets consisting of over 3,000 Capsuleers, representing more than 40 alliances and other entities, managed to successfully destroy the infrastructure hub in the strategic system of MTAC-OEE-8 while inflicting heavy casualties on the defenders. MTAC-OEE-8 is the capital and staging system for the longtime Imperium member alliance, Circle of Two. After the battle, Circle of Two released a startling statement announcing that they would sever all ties with the Imperium, taking effect within 30 minutes. The loss of Circle of Two removes over 3,000 pilots from the Imperium forces, as well as placing the future of Imperium-controlled Tribute into significant uncertainty. The Imperium, led by the charismatic and controversial Mittani, has over the past few months made efforts to extend their power via a viceroy system they intended to impose on neighboring regions, demanding tributes to be paid to their self-declared empire on regular bases. After several alliances refused to submit, the Imperium launched invasions into the Cloud Ring region and then into nearby low-security space. These invasions spurred local pirate alliances to put aside their differences and form themselves into a self-declared low-sec Voltron coalition to repel the Imperium forces. This Voltron coalition eventually combined forces with several other alliances that had been engaging Imperium forces for some time, including Psychotic Tendencies, Out of Sight, Pandemic Horde, and the Omega Security Syndicate. In recent weeks, more and more alliances have joined this new informal coalition against the Imperium, including Test Alliance, Northern Coalition, Pandemic Legion, Darkness, and The Culture. Rumors suggest these attacking forces are being bankrolled by wealthy bankers with a grudge against the Imperium. It's now clear that the Imperium faces possibly the largest buildup of forces ever seen in the history of New Eden. As both sides are taking frantic measures to bolster their fleets, the Imperium is preparing its legendary war machine to withstand the coming onslaught. This is Alton Hovery, reporting for The Scope. Capsuleer fleets were seen traveling across many northern regions of New Eden over the past day, and skirmishes took place in multiple systems across Imperium territory. The TNT capital system of UMI-TAC-KK was the target of significant assault as Money Badger forces were able to successfully destroy the local infrastructure hub and disrupt TNT control of the system's administrative outpost. Imperium pilots attempted to protect the system through the use of interceptor wolf packs, but were overwhelmed by the larger attacking ships. With ownership now contested, the outpost is now a free port and able to be accessed by all Capsuleers. The full ownership of this outpost will be determined within the next 2 days. At the moment, all eyes rest on the Imperium, as the Mittani will deliver his State of the Gunyan address later today. State of the Gunyan speeches have often served as significant rallying cries for Imperium forces in the past. citizens of the former Imperium Capital System, VFK TAC-IV, will be listening closely as the system is destined to come under attack later this evening as its iHub becomes vulnerable. Although VFK is of little direct strategic importance, it has significant historical value and represents the first time that a system within the Imperium stronghold of Decline has been seriously threatened during this conflict. Is the Imperium war machine prepared to protect VFK, or are they planning to consolidate their defenses elsewhere? We will know more after the State of the Gunyan. This is Alton Haveri, reporting for The Scope. The war rages on as fights are taking place along the entirety of the borders of the Decline region, stronghold of the Imperium. Multiple Imperium stations across the Fade and Tanal regions have been lost as MBC forces push forward from multiple directions. The Goonswarm Federation home region of Decline has remained relatively unscathed but will likely come under attack from MBC fleets in the near future. The Imperium is clearly consolidating their forces in their military staging system of Saranen and has moved most assets out of the less defensible outer regions. Military experts speculate that this consolidation may allow for stronger defense of key systems in the future. While the Imperium is outnumbered and still on the defensive, they do have the advantage of being an established and cohesive coalition with clear leadership. Its opponent, the Money Badger Coalition, MBC, is much more loosely formed with no apparent central command. In defiant speeches over the past week, the Mittani has argued that the Imperium's close ties will allow them to outlast their opponents. Imperium leadership claims that even if they lose their sovereign space temporarily, they will have their revenge against the alliances that make up the MBC. This is Alton Haveri, reporting for The Scope. MBC leaders are planning their next move against Imperium forces, who have recently adopted guerrilla tactics in the ongoing struggle for the North. Vale of the Silent, Tribute, Branch, Tanal, and Decline have all been lost by the Imperium, and fighting is now concentrated in the regions of Fade and Purblind. While most of the Imperium's forces have relocated to the relative safety of low-sec space, rumors persist of large Imperium capital fleets still staged in the contested regions. In other news, dozens of Ostrahus citadels have already been built all across New Eden, just days after blueprints were made available by Upwell. A number of the larger Fortizar and Keepstar citadels are also known to be under construction. Regardless of the tremendous loss of life that has already occurred when citadels have been destroyed by rival groups of Capsuleers, hopeful colonists are still flocking to the citadels built by ambitious entrepreneurs. In the light of the tragic deaths of innocent residents of these destroyed structures, Upwell has been criticized for their continued advertisement of citadels and the promotion of unrealistic utopian dreams to the planet-dwelling masses. Following these events, some see Upwell's declaration of May 6th as Capsuleer Day as brazen opportunism. The consortium's dispatch of gifts to all Capsuleers is being criticized as insensitive by the relatives of those colonists lost in the conflict between ever more powerful Capsuleer organizations. This is Alton Haveri, reporting for The Scope.
In the north, the conflict continues, and while the Imperium coalition has lost all its sovereignty, it is still fighting on, mounting attacks from its current base in the low-sec system of Saranen against occupying MBC forces. To counter these guerrilla tactics, the MBC has placed a Fortizar-class citadel in Saranen, provokingly named the Spin Master. Its construction is clearly intended as a statement of power and dominance in the region. Large fights have been taking place in Saranen, with both sides slugging it out. In one of the larger engagements, the recently introduced Capital Force auxiliaries played a vital role protecting a vulnerable MBC Titan. While the Titan managed to survive, the Imperium inflicted heavy losses to its supporting forces. The MBC continues to maintain its siege, and has so far denied the Imperium any opportunity to regain a foothold in its former regions. The Force Auxiliaries are the latest addition to capital ship warfare, and have already been integrated into almost all large fleet operations.